everyone, and welcome. My name is Savannah, and today we are touring my completed island, Aloe. This is a desert-themed island set in fall-winter time. Now, you may remember this island if you've been on my channel for a while, because I started it some time ago, but I've been spending my time playing a lot of other games and kind of put this island on the back burner. But I've spent some time recently finishing up this island, and I'm so excited to share it all with you now. You can see that the island's flag is an aloe plant, and I actually found this flag design in the custom design portal by just searching aloe. Now you can see Coco's little ears popping up in the background, but let me go ahead and show you my map as well as my other villagers. So here is my map, and you can see the DA listed on the bottom of the screen. Please feel free to hop on your Switch and tour along this island with me. This is probably one of my favorite maps I've ever created in Animal Crossing. I just think it has like such a nice look and flow to it, but covering the island in dirt and sand was a big undertaking, and it kind of put me off on building on this island for a bit because it was just so time consuming laying out all of the path. But anyway, my villagers on this island are Cranston, Bonbon, Lily, Lopez, Melba, Kyle, Silvana, Shep, Coco, and Poppy, and I think they're all a really cute mix for this island. Let me know who's your favorite. All right, so we are here at the airport. Let's go ahead and get started with touring the island. This island was interesting because, as you can kind of see, Res Services is very close to the airport. And I did this intentionally because I wanted the challenge, and I think it actually turned out really nice. I used the castle wall items to surround resident services and kind of block it off, kind of like this desert sandcastle vibe. And I think it looks actually quite nice. You'll see there's a lot of cactus on this island, lots of termite mounds. Wheat fields are another one of my favorite items, so you'll see those mixed in throughout the entire island. All right, so I think I'm going to start by going along this way, and we'll check out Shep's house up here. Shep has a nice little tucked away kind of private residence on this side of the island all to himself, and he has a cute little volleyball court on the peninsula here. This is actually one of the better peninsulas I think in the game. It's quite large and easy to decorate. Behind here he has a luxury car, as he deserves. And then what we'll do is we will just sneak on right back here, and I'm gonna loop right on through resident services and get us right back up to the front. Let's continue on this way. My villagers on this island are obsessed with soup for some reason. They're always eating soup. So when you visit the DA, you'll probably run into a few of them eating soup. And I think this is actually a really sweet moment we're seeing right here. Little Coco hanging out with her gyroid cousin, just chilling, enjoying her soup. We love to see it. Let's continue on this way. I have created a bunch of these fake kind of canyon looking mountains throughout this island, which was very fun. However, getting all of these termite mounds was exhausting, but it makes for some really nice views, I think, on this island. So the annoyance of getting all of these items, I think, was actually worth it all in the end. Over here we have Lopez's house, and Lopez is kind of set out in the middle of the desert. He's got a nice little chill area in his front yard, and then if we move on over here, there's actually a little vine you can climb up and get this amazing view once you do your little camera trick here by going into the handheld mode, go all the way up, and then bring it all the way back up to the top once you're back into your regular camera mode. And I think this is just a really nice view of this whole desert area. Really captures the vibe. So let's continue along this way, and I will show you Cranston's house. And Cranston is running what I have dubbed Cranston's Cactus Corner. So out here he has some cute little cactus for sale, and they're all set up right in front of his house. You can continue along this way, but I think right now we are actually gonna move along this way and head across the bridge through the canyon. Another great little viewpoint here, and the sky at this time of day is just so pretty and perfect for a desert theme. There's quite a bit of musical instruments scattered throughout this island because I just imagine that's really nice to cozy up on a nice desert evening and play some music around a campfire. I've personally never done that, but I imagine that is a very nice thing to do. Over here we have Coco's house, and Coco, I have created a role of doing the laundry for everybody because I just think Coco is a nice gal and she would welcome doing everybody's laundry on this island, I think. So she has a nice little cozy area to enjoy some pretzels, do some laundry, and then if we continue down here onto the beach, we have a little dock area that connects to Captain's Pier. And here we can see a bunch of gyroids. I've been loving including gyroids on some of my more recent islands, and they just felt perfect around Coco's house. Over here, there is another dock, and this is where I left Abel's sisters on the beach. It wasn't something that I originally planned to keep Abel's sisters on the beach, but it ended up working out pretty nicely with this dock code, I think. So let's continue up to the second level here, and this might be one of my favorite parts of the island. This is something we did on stream, and of course I have a little tea area because my day old tea. Here we have a lovely little view of my resident rep's home in the canyon. It's a little bit hard to see this time of day, but I think this mood lighting is perfect for this kind of island. But if we continue up this way, we have a gorgeous land bridge. I mean, this has got to be one of my favorite parts of the island. And I've even tucked the campsite down to the right, as you can see. And I think this is just a nice little area on the island. The dropped fossil kind of just works out perfectly, and this actually leads up to the museum area, which you will see in just a moment. So here we have a bit of a little research area here. I imagine that they're doing kind of like fossil dig here. So they have next to the museum these little areas set up where they're digging up the village, where they're not digging up the villagers, where they're digging up fossils and doing some research on them here. And I've kept Blathers in his little research tent here because I think this just suited the island so much more than the traditional clunky museum. Now let's continue over here, and this is actually my resident rep's backyard, and I wanted to have my own little oasis back here. So I have a pool, some pool lounge chairs, a fan, because we gotta keep it cool in the desert. And then here is my house. I do have just the main room decorated in my house, so I'll leave that to you to check out. If we come along this side, I am neighbors with my little friend Poppy over here. So Poppy is on the edge of this cliff here, and he has another little music area to sit and relax in. And yeah, here's Poppy's house. All of the villager homes are customized on the exterior. I think that just adds a nice little personal touch to the island. Now, if we continue forward this way, this leads us into Lily's oasis. Lily, being a frog, kind of feels a little bit out of place on a desert island, but I wanted to have her on this island, and I thought building a little oasis for her was the perfect way to do so. Lily is tucked in around this little pond. There's a bit more to see down on that level, but I think what I'm going to do is continue working my way around through the island, and we're actually going to go up onto the third cliff over here, which is kind of like the outskirts of town on this island, and this is where Kyle and Sylvana live. So Kyle, I imagine, kind of runs this gas station up here. So we have a bit of a gas station set up. It felt necessary in a desert island to have kind of like a beat up gas station, and I thought Kyle was the perfect villager to run that. If we continue to the right over here, we have Sylvana's house, and she just has a nice little desert yard. So let's continue moving this way. And the island actually brings you back around here through Lily's backyard, and then there's an incline bringing you over here. Now, once you're over here, there is a simple well, but something is not so simple about it. There's actually a ladder to your left here and a little gold nugget for you to go pick up. And I will just show you. Once you pick up the ladder and you go down, you will actually notice that you are in a snake pit, and I tricked you. I just felt like this was something that I needed to put on this island. I had this random spot behind actually a little diner that you haven't seen yet in this tour, and I wanted to fill it with something kind of quirky, and I kind of thought like Indiana Jones vibes, being in the desert. So I put these little snakes down here. I wanted to put them somewhere on the island, and I lure you down here to get that little gold nugget. I just thought that was a fun idea. When you come along this way, I have Nook's Cranny on the back of the island. It's also covered up with all of these lovely sandcastle items, and you can still access the shop, don't worry. And you can also continue along this little dock, and it brings us back to the secret beach where I imagine that they are unloading stock and merchandise to bring into Nook's Cranny. So that is the lower level with Nook's Cranny right down here. If we continue along to the left over here, there is another ladder that brings you up to just kind of like this chill, another kind of little music campfire spot. It was a big theme on this island I wanted to include. So just a cozy little filler build right up here. Now, if we continue along this way, there is an incline, and this is Bon Bon and Melba's yards. So Bon Bon has a cozy little picnic area set up in her front yard, and then her neighbor Melba has a gorgeous little pink car because I just felt like she needed it, and a lovely little yard. Now, just a few more areas I want to show you. I kept the original bridge that Tom Nook gives you and just made this little pond because I missed having some bridges on this island, and I wanted to include just a few. Over here, this is actually right back at Cranston's yard, and behind his house, there is a pancake shop. Now, this build is best viewed with the handheld camera trick going all the way to the top, so you can see this full extension of the build. It has this second tier of the restaurant with some rooftop seating, which I think would just be a lovely spot to enjoy some brunch. And this build was loosely inspired by the Butter Barn in Fortnite, actually, which is just like a pancake and waffle house that is in the middle of a desert, and it's kind of got like a Western theme. So that is kind of what this area is based off of, but it's kind of just like a diner, a cool little place, and loosely inspired by the Butter Barn in Fortnite, which also has an amazing theme song. If you have not heard it, definitely check that out. All right, so let's move along over here, and we have almost seen all of the island. We're gonna move over through Melba and Bon Bon's house, and there is an incline that brings us over to this lovely little viewpoint just of Melba's house right over here, and I think this is a great little photo spot for taking photos of your resident rep here. So that is just another little area on the island. And then we can continue through and move along this way. And this actually brings us right back to resident services. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of today's island tour. I hope you enjoyed Aloe as much as I did. This island got to be a little bit of a challenge with me, but I'm overall really happy with how it came out in the end. If you're wondering what my plans are for my next Animal Crossing island, I am planning on resetting this island and starting a new save file, and I think it's going to be, I'm scared to call it a forever island because I don't know if I want to commit to that, but I am envisioning kind of like a slower playthrough, no time travel, just kind of like dailies and just a nice soft everyday island theme that hopefully I won't get tired of, and we can decorate and just get a bunch of really cute villagers that I've never had before. So if you're interested in seeing that, definitely make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for future post updates. I'm going to be streaming and making videos on that new island since now I'm getting back into Animal Crossing, I feel like. I hope you all enjoyed today's island tour, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.